Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, as you guys know, the big news in the NBA right now is the NBA draft. There's a lot of excitement around it, especially one particular guy, and that guy is Cooper Flag, who was the overall number one pick. Everybody's been talking about him. LeBron James has talked about him, and he was selected by the Dallas Mavericks. And there's a lot of excitement about this guy. Now, I want to be fair with you guys. I haven't watched him play. I heard he's supposed to be very good. I've heard he's a combination of this guy and that guy. I'm going to wait and see. My policy has always been, you can hype up a college player as much as you want to hype him up. I'll know the real deal when he gets to the NBA. I don't watch any college basketball, not looking to change now, but I believe that a lot of people are saying this guy's going to be really good. I guess we have to wait and see. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama was also slated to be a very good player, and he's obviously turning out to being a hell of a player. But last season, okay, there was this huge back and forth that took place in the sports world over the treatment of Bronny James. Some people were all for Bronny, propping him up, giving him praise and all of that stuff. Whereas some of us were like, okay, for a 55th pick, he sure does seem to be getting a lot of attention, right? I can't remember the last time a 55th pick was getting all of this attention. And a lot of us knew and agreed that the reason he was getting all of that attention was because he was the son of LeBron James, who was the face of the NBA at the time. He probably still is, I don't know. So we knew that he was getting the attention for that and not for his game. And it created this big back and forth in sports. Oh, why are you picking on Bronny? If you talk about Bronny, you don't like your father. All kind of crazy stuff, right? And people are like, why are people being so negative and all? And I'm like, no. He's being thrusted out there in the media and being thrown in our faces. And people are like, okay, now when I see this guy, he's not as good as you guys are promoting him to be. It's almost as if we get to promote Bronny as much as we want, but you don't get to have a critical opinion on him no matter what. And it created this back and forth. So what happened? This afternoon was looking for what to discuss, and Mitch sent over a topic, which basically said Cooper Flag to play point guard in Mavs NBA Summer League debut versus Bronny James and the Lakers. And it's basically about how people are hyping up this matchup between Cooper Flag, the number one pick in the draft, versus the 55th pick last season in Bronny James. I'm like, here we go. Yet another example of what I'm talking about. They're getting pissed off at people pointing out the fact that Bronny isn't that good, but nevertheless, you're now promoting a 55th pick in a summer league game versus the number one overall pick in the draft. I'm like, we got to talk about it. But before we even get into what this report had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's number one daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least two for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into this report here. It's actually from Bleach Report, funny enough. It says, Cooper Flag, the number one overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, is expected to immediately suit up for the Dallas Mavericks once the Las Vegas Summer League kicks off. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, the expectation is that Flag will play on July 10th as the Mavericks face against Bronny James and the Los Angeles Lakers. He is also set to participate in Dallas' second matchup against the number 2 pick Dylan Harper and the San Antonio Spurs. Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd was excited to see Flag utilized in a variety of roles. I want to put him at point guard. I'm excited to give him the ball against the Lakers and see what happens, Kidd said per Stein. And then continues on. Expectations are high for Flag following a stellar freshman season at Duke, but he explained he is not too worried. He's not too worried about them. And then it went on to say that. And then the article went on to say a few other things there. You guys can go check it out. So what are my thoughts about this? Look, folks. The fact is this. Bronny was getting more attention last season than NBA All-Stars. We just sat back and watched the NBA struggle with its ratings in the playoffs. And people are talking about all the stars are gone. Well, how do you expect there to be new stars where we have a league that was talking more about a 55th pick than some of the best players in the NBA? Bronny was more of a talking point last season than some of the best players in the world. At one point, I would argue that Bronny was talked about more than Victor Wembanyama, believe it or not. And why is that? Is it because Bronny was any good? No, it wasn't because of that. Bronny was decent for his position in the draft. The reason Bronny was talked about so much was because he was LeBron's son. GM Rob Pelinka said, we wanted to make history, so therefore we drafted Bronny to become the first team to have a father and son duo play in the same game. It was all about the spectacle. It was all about the fanfare and very little to do with substance. But now we have a situation where Bronny is headlining a game, a summer league game with the number 1 overall pick in the draft. How do Bronny and Cooper Flag end up in the same sentence if it's not just for hype? And if you point this out, oh my God, you don't like your father. You never had a father in your life. You just hate LeBron. No, what we're saying is this. Bronny was unfairly criticized at certain points. But at other points, if you're going to thrust this guy in front of us every single day and we see he's not playing well, we're going to call it out. And if you say, oh, why are they talking so much about the 55th pick? When have they ever done that? The question you need to ask is, why is ESPN and all of these other major networks and platforms promoting Bronny James all day long? This is the question we need to ask. It's no longer about substance anymore. It's just one big circus. That is essentially what the NBA has turned into. One big circus. One big circus. But in this particular case, we have something substantive and a number 1 overall pick, and then we got Bronny James. Bronny James is looking to be a good role player in the NBA versus Cooper Flag, who's being projected to be a hell of an NBA player. Why are these two guys in the same sentence? Why is it being marketed like, oh, it's Cooper versus Bronny? Are you even joking? But this is where we are. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.